Coming up tonight, Prime Minister Philip Davis making his first public comments on reports of 2 Bahamians reportedly killed in Haiti some 2 weeks ago. We'll tell you what he says he knows thus far. Plus, are we adequately tracking the activities of our guests? The tourism minister admits there is room for improvement as the IMF raises questions. And then it's a global effort to conserve and restore mangroves together. We'll tell you how the Bahamas National Trust here in the capital chose to celebrate World Mangroves Day at Bonefish Pond. We've got the details on these stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. A teenage boy is in hospital tonight after a shooting in the Flamingo Gardens area overnight. According to police, a teenage male was off Montgomery Avenue when he got into a verbal altercation with another male over money shortly before 1 a.m. During the altercation, the male suspect produced a firearm and discharged multiple gunshots in the direction of the victim. The victim sustained serious injuries to the body and was transported to the hospital via private vehicle. He is listed in critical condition as police continue their investigations into this matter. Well, for the first time, Prime Minister Philip Davis commenting publicly on reports of 2 Bahamians reportedly killed in Haiti 2 weeks ago. At the time of the incident, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement saying the report from Ile de la Tortue is that 3 Bahamian men and a Jamaican man were on a speedboat when they were shot at. During the gunfire, 2 of the men were killed and another was hospitalized. On Thursday, the Prime Minister gave his thoughts on what transpired.
I grieve for the family. We've sent out our condolences to the family, and we still await a full report of what occurred in that incident from the Haitian authorities. And I would like to say no more than that, other than we do offer our condolences to the family for the untimely and unfortunate incident that took the lives of Bahamian citizens in the waters of Haiti.
Over the past few months, gangs have overtaken parts of the capital. Hundreds of lives have been lost and critical infrastructure is in ruins. Rumors have circulated concerning the reason why those Bahamians were actually in Haiti. While the Prime Minister is avoiding speculation, he did have this to say.
It's quite an unfortunate incident, and I continue to urge our citizens, particularly our young men, to avoid being engaged in activities that could lead to events such as that happened.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Chester Cooper admitting there's room for improvements as it relates to a standard questionnaire filled out by visitors to our shores upon their entry. This after a technical assistance mission done by the International Monetary Fund found the methodology given for extracting data from visitor surveys was very general, suggesting the central bank should play a central role in developing and monitoring those surveys. Acknowledging that the IMF did have questions about the questionnaires, Cooper telling reporters this week that the ministry is confident in the work they're doing.
The beauty of the work we're doing is that it's an evolution. We are launching very shortly the digital immigration card. What this is going to do is to really process the landing of our guests real time, and on departure it's going to send them a survey. So this survey with new questions will cause there to be a more automated approach. It's an opportunity for enhancement, and we're not sitting on our hands. We're working steadily.
The IMF also explained that the data from 2023 is still listed as preliminary, and if no adjustments are made to the data provided, then visitor spend would be off by $923 million.
The IMF had applauded the growth of tourism and the growth of our economy as remarkable. So we are happy that they have cited the great work that we're doing, the remarkable growth in the economy and in tourism. Do we want more spending? Absolutely yes. We are satisfied that we are adequately tracking the activity of our guests, and there's always room for improvement.
Well, Grand Bahama rolling out the Welcome Mat recently, hosting a series of events to celebrate homecoming for Grand Bahamians this Independence Month. From a battle of the DJs to a beach day and cultural festival, it was a week packed with energy and culture. There was also a special Welcome Home Expo at the Grand Lucayan Resort, where returning Grand Bahamians were able to network and explore opportunities with local companies. Minister for Grand Bahama Ginger Moxie addressed attendees at the event.
In 2022, I made a clarion call to Grand Bahamians living abroad and throughout our islands to consider returning home. Some thought I was losing it. You see, Grand Bahama's population stood at around 55 to 60,000 and dipped to 47,000 because of hurricanes and the economic conditions. But what I saw on the horizon, what I knew that we were working on, many others didn't. And I knew that in order to achieve our objectives, our people had to come back home.
And according to Moxie, with billions of dollars in investments set for Grand Bahama, there's never been a better time to return home.
The number one cries of business owners at this moment, whether big or small, is finding the requisite employees for their establishments. This reaffirms the point I made in 2022. It's time to come home. And you know what? People are returning home. People who have been away for 10 to 20 years have returned home. I'm seeing them every day. New businesses are opening. Real estate is on the rise. It's difficult to find apartments. Another business investment opportunity. Grand Bahamians, it's your time to seize these opportunities.
All right, well, meantime, the National Training Agency teaming up with the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute in Grand Bahama for the very first time this September. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is also involved. The partnership will offer hands-on training in a range of high-demand trades, including electrical work, plumbing, carpentry, welding, auto mechanics, HVAC, and much more. Chamber President Dylan Knoll says they are happy to support this effort, while Interim Manager Deborah Pratt says the Grand Bahama economy is on the uprise. Now is the time to invest in young people.
We're partnering with the NTA in this regard, and we'll be providing access and assistance to the business community, to our membership, such that they are in a better position to offer the kinds of programs that businesses find relevant at this point in time, and also hopefully to be able to provide some internship opportunities from the business population.
Just know that National Training Agency is here to play a part. Any company that may want training, you can always reach out to us here at the National Training Agency office, and we are willing and ready to provide you with trainings to upskill your staff as well as we prepare for what's to come.
Today is recognized as International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove Ecosystem, or World Mangrove Day. It was established in 2015 by UNESCO to raise awareness and promote sustainable protection of mangrove systems. Here in the capital, the Bahamas National Trust partnered with the Atlantis Resort to celebrate the occasion. They spent the day at Bonefish Park planting hundreds of red mangrove trees. Our Danielle Miller was there.
UNESCO reports that mangroves are disappearing 3 to 5 times faster than overall forest losses, with serious ecological and socio-economic impacts. The repercussions of this affect us all, especially in the islands of the Bahamas.
They're there for coastal erosion. They protect the coastline during hurricanes, storm surges. So they're very crucial to maintaining a good environment.
Marine Education and Program Officer at Atlantis Paradise Island, Christian Johnson, reminding us of how crucial mangroves are. Johnson spoke to me during a partnered initiative with the Bahamas National Trust on Saturday afternoon as they celebrated International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove Ecosystem. The event consisted of more than 30 volunteers from corporate Bahamas, planting 260 red mangroves at Bonefish Pond National Park. It was a collective effort to restore and manage this ecosystem, which houses our vulnerable marine life.
The roots of those plants actually provide a home for the juvenile species of sharks, different fish, stingrays, even sawfish, just because of how they grow in a complex and entangled way. Obviously, they're also trees, so trees absorb carbon dioxide and give off oxygen, so they're important in that way as well.
Shortly after 2 p.m., all 260 red mangroves were in the ground, proving the event to be a success. Executive Director for the Bahamas National Trust, Lakeisha Anderson Roll, says the organization is grateful for the support.
Today we are really thankful for the volunteers that are providing their time and their energy, and even in the heat of the day, they are here contributing to a great cause. And so we continue to work with corporates, work with community groups in the islands where we have national parks, because volunteerism is critically important to our work.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much, Danielle. When Our News Weekend comes back from the break, helping to give the gift of life. Cable Bahamas group of companies teams up with corporate Bahamas to host a much-needed blood drive to fill the public blood banks. Plus, taking the time to say thank you in a tangible way, the parent company to several fast food restaurants gives back to hundreds of employees. We'll tell you all about it when Our News Weekend returns. Cable Bahamas group of companies doing its part to help give the gift of life this morning. Company team members, along with staff of the Public Hospitals Authority, spending the day at the Fox Hill Community Center, encouraging residents from throughout the island to donate blood. Senior phlebotomist at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Latoya Nottage, shares just how important initiatives like these are to the public.
It's important as a country for us to have a good supply of blood in the hospital, especially the public hospital, because, every day there's accidents, persons have to do surgeries and so on and so forth, and we can't make blood. So the community at large, corporations at large, we have to come together and make sure that the blood supply is adequate, that it's there. So if anything happens, we can save your life. Giving blood saves lives. Secondly, I think an event like this would bring community persons closer, and it encourages young people too to understand the importance of giving blood and saving lives.
Cable Bahamas partnering with a number of stakeholders to make the blood drive a success. Ricardo Brennan shares why he was inspired to come out and support the initiative.
I think it's an amazing thing that Alive is doing. You guys reached out to Thompson Trading as well, and we decided to donate some Gatorade and some chocolate items. So I just say, let me come down as well and give some blood, because blood is essential. I think it's very important, because I think all of us have had one time in our life when we had to ask everyone else to try support our family and give blood. I've done it several times this year and last year, and each one helps. So it's about time everybody just chip in and donate regularly.
Popular fast food restaurants Wendy's, Popeyes, and Marco's Pizza shut down their stores early last Sunday. It was all to pause and treat hundreds of their employees to an evening of fun, food, and prizes under what they call their annual Bestival. Hosted by parent company Atos Holdings Limited, their annual Bestival was held on the grounds of the company's warehouse on Blake Road. Team members were given the option to ride in their own cars or be transported by a shuttle service. Director of Operations told us they wanted to give their team more than just the average company fun day. And with that, Festival was created. The name is a play on the word festival and how they would describe their employees.
We wanted it to be more of a festival type of vibe, but we also, our employees are the best, so it just kind of worked. So we just kind of, ran with it and it stuck, and we've been doing it every year since.
In its fourth year, Sunday's event was hosted by Roxy Star from 100 Jams and included an impressive lineup of activities and entertainment like dominoes, a 360 photo booth, a mechanical bull, and a performance by Bahamian artist D-Mac. The operations director says they made a deliberate effort to make each festival bigger and better, with the expectations of staff at the forefront.
It's important that, we continue this tradition, and it's important that, not only our staff but others see that, this is what is important to us, and it's important that, we continue to take care of our staff, we continue to support them, and we continue to make sure that they know how much they're appreciated.
Well, still to come on Our News Weekend, finding the perfect blend of learning and fun. That's the overall goal of Reach's summer camp, catering to students with autism. We'll tell you all about it, but first.
Jonquil Jones and the Liberty hit the court last night, and the Bahamas national girls soccer team hits the turf against regional competition. Our sports weekend is up next.
I see trees of green, red roses too. They're blue for me and you, and I say to myself, what a wonderful
Good evening, I'm Tage Adderley. It's the weekend, that means you've got sports. 2024 Finals MVP Jonquil Jones made her triumphant return to the court Wednesday night after a lengthy sabbatical due to an ankle injury, and she led the way to a 14-point win over Indiana. She and her New York Liberty hit the court again Friday night, and they got their second straight win with her back in the lineup. Jonquil Jones had a double-double on Friday night, scoring 20 points and pulling down a team-high 11 rebounds, all contributing to the New York Liberty's takedown of the Phoenix Mercury 89-76. The Mercury had the game within a point when Alyssa Thomas went to the mid-range to make the game 59-60. With 1 minute left in the third, but JJ was having none of it. She made a strong move in the post right after that, got the foul, and hit both free throws, and the Libs never looked back from there. The sharpshooter Sabrina Ionescu led the way for the Liberty with 29 points, and she had 8 assists. Alyssa Thomas had 20 points and 13 rebounds for the Mercury. Now, this weekend is a busy one for JJ and the Liberty as they have the LA Sparks tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Check that out if you can. Now we're bringing things a little closer to home, where the Bahamas girls soccer team kicked off a series of friendlies against the U.S. Virgin Islands. The Bahamas U14 girls had a perfect day on Friday, going 2 for 2 against the U.S. Virgin Islands. In the first match at 9:30 in the morning, they scored a late goal to break their 1-1 stalemate and claim a 2-1 victory. The evening match wasn't even close as the girls from the 242 piled it on, taking down the USVI 4-0 in a statement victory. Friday was the first of 2 days of doubleheaders against the USVI. Their slate of matches continues this evening. And they played the USVI again early today, and they're back on the field right now in the finale. When the quartet of matches was announced last month, the BFA said that the goal was to sharpen the girls' skills and expose them to tough competition, and it's working because they're looking great. Before we go, the San Wars Beach Flag Football Tournament is happening this weekend at the Beach Soccer Stadium on East Bay Street at the foot of the bridge. They should still be playing right now, and then there are knockout rounds tomorrow morning. We'll bring you more on that tomorrow. Well, that's a wrap for sports this evening. For our sports weekend, I'm Tage Adderley. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks so much, Tage. On the other side of this break, it's time for a check on temperatures across the country. Meteorologist Ian McKenzie steps into the Weather Center with the details. Stick with us. Welcome back and thanks for sticking with us. Beautiful weather on the outside of our studios earlier today. As to what you can expect for the remainder of the weekend, well, here's meteorologist Ian McKenzie with your weekend forecast. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Saturday evening forecast, everyone. Currently outside our studios, we're under fair skies with a temperature of 85. Warm, warm, warm. Feels like at 91, winds out the northeast at 9 miles per hour. Across the country, Freeport at 88. Allenstown, 86 is continuing in Nicholstown and in Great Harbor Key, 84 in Marsh Harbor, a pair of 85s in the capital and in Governor's Harbor. Central Bahamas, 86s in Kemps Bay, 85s elsewhere in Black Point, Georgetown, Deadman's Key, and in Arthurstown, Kidd Island, a pair of 84s in Port Nelson and in Coburn Towns in Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, 84s continuing in Duncantown, Colonel Hill, and Delectable Bay, a pair of 85s in Abrahams Bay and Providenciales, 87, the usual hotspot in Matthewtown in Agua. Satellite and radar imagery at this time, broad high pressure across most of the area that is suppressing any type of shower activity. We do have a trough just to the east of our area. This may spark pockets of isolated activity mainly across the central and southeast Bahamas. Looking at the tropics right now, there are no active storms at this time. This area is an area to watch as we enter into August, which should uptick activity. Looking at our boating forecast across all areas, pretty much on the mild side. Winds are northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide at 10:02 p.m. tonight, low tide at 4:28 a.m. tomorrow morning. In your extended forecast, pretty much pleasant conditions are expected most of the week. However, those high temperatures will be bordering around the low 90s, probably even to the mid 90s. Field index even near 100-degree mark. So we're advising all residents continue to stay hydrated and limit outdoor activity. Those low temperatures only getting up into the upper 70s, low 80s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ian. Well, earlier this week, our Joshua Williams visited a local summer camp for autistic students, where organizers told him it mixes the perfect blend of learning and fun. He also met some of the very special teachers and campers. Here's that report.
Living and working with children that have been diagnosed with autism can be a challenge, but those that work at Reach Bahamas are dedicated to helping children live the best lives possible. Earlier this week, I visited Reach's summer camp where I met some of the students. During my visit, I also caught up with camp coordinator Jensel Watkins, who explained the skill set needed to work with autistic children.
Well, all of our teachers, if not all, most of them are special ed trained. So they understand the dynamics of what is going on and what happens with these kids and how to deal with them when they have triggers or issues going on, how to calm them and soothe them. The camp also comprises of three trained teachers in the adult program as well, because the adult program is our first time this year having that adult program. And so it has 3 trained teachers with 2 trained aides and some junior workers as well.
During my visit, I saw the kids showing off their creative sides, coloring, drawing, singing, and even carving out shapes on wood. Earthlyn Pratt is a parent who also helped out as a teacher.
I have seen the improvement from my son from basic structural routine. When my son comes in the room, he puts his bag where it's designated. He then sits down and he waits instruction. When his teacher comes to him with little to no guidance, he's there. He's willing to want to try. He's willing to want to do this. You know, it's very exciting to see that.
That enthusiasm was evident for one of the students after he told me he wanted to be interviewed.
Well, I got to try new things, I got to make lots of friends, and I also got to help people, which is really good. Well, I like to do recess, and then I like to take a little bit of a break before getting back in the zone.
The organization has touched countless lives over the years, and while the community has been supportive, more help is always needed.
They can just contact the Reach office, 328-4123. Follow us on our Facebook page and Instagram. And, we ask corporate Bahamas to continue to support us. They understand autism, I think, now. They get the awareness, but we really, really need financial support so we could run a program like this throughout the whole year.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Awesome work. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.